What's up and welcome to Gamer World. On today's episode, we're talking about Minnesota. So Minnesota is a very, very stupid place to live in 2025 apparently, and has been so for a while. This whole saga that's been going on with the crazy progressive stuff and the dumb woke purple hair mob in Minnesota is escalating, and it is stupid. I mean, this needs to fizzle out, but it just won't, because apparently there's a very loud minority in Minnesota of crazy, insane progressive people. This all started coming to my attention when Ilhan Omar, who just looking at this woman I despise, there's something in the eyes. There's her and AOC, their little squad. There's something there, Ilhan Omar was all over media talking about how the Somalian community in Minnesota was being targeted. Now, look, I'm a black person myself, and I know blacks are a minority, so we're not the majority of the population or anything like that when you're just talking mathematics. But Somalians, specifically from Africans from Somalia, has to be a small part of any population of any state, especially when it comes to a state like Minnesota. But turns out Minnesota actually had their flag changed to look more like Somalia's.
Look at me, sure. Look at me, sure. I'm the captain now.
Anyway, she's all over the news yelling about how her group is being targeted. And let me just say this, when you're at the point where you're speaking an African language, just any non-English American language in this country to your little group on our media, it's just, we tune you out at that point. We like, what are you doing?
Basically, I didn't understand one damn word you said.
So it turns out, from the research of a independent journalist, YouTuber, just a kid who was enthusiastic about finding out about fraud he had heard about, this guy goes up to Minnesota and uncovers not 10, 20 bucks, $1,000 worth of fraud, millions of dollars, possibly billions of dollars. And this is all on paper, all on record. Ooh, he got him down bad.
We don't want them in our country. Let them go back to where they came from and fix it. Thank you very much.
Agreement from his cabinet members there. I just wonder what the reaction is.
It's disgusting.
So you know what these woke people don't like? Facts.
In March of 2020, Representative Ilhan Omar authored a bill called the Meals Act. Minnesota took full advantage of these waivers and enabled site sponsors to bill for hundreds of millions of fake meals for fake children. So where's the money going? To buy resorts in Kenya, apartments in Nairobi, property in Turkey, or luxury homes and cars in the U.S.
So it's no wonder she was out here flagging us all about how her group was getting targeted when she knew she was sitting on top of some fraud like this.
As literally billions of dollars have been funneled through Somali-ran fraudulent businesses.
Where the money's going?
What was this money spent on? 1.26 million.
I mean, at least okay with it or well aware of it, especially somebody at her high level of politics. Speaking of which, Tim Walz also is catching a lot of grief from this, as well as the crazy woke protests. Because you know what they call protests, which is actually rioting, basically anarchy at some points. It's not really protest.
My fellow Minnesotans, what's happening in Minnesota right now defies belief. News reports simply don't do justice to the level of chaos and disruption and trauma the federal government is raining down upon our communities.
Governor Tim Walz has announced he is dropping out of the race for re-election.
I've decided to step out of the race and let others worry about the election while I focus on the work.
Oh, say less.
It's just a small part of how crazy controlled Minnesota is. Because I'm not going to say all people from Minnesota are insane, but they're definitely having their politics controlled by a very vocal, crazy minority that's out here getting violent against the police. Like, this guy's out here getting violent with ICE. They're inciting, acting like our country is in some kind of crazy rebellion, or like for some reason we're all going to lose our rights tomorrow or something.
This is where ICE has come to die. We want to know who they are. We will identify every single one of them, and we will prosecute them to the full extent of the law. And if that has to be done at the barrel of a gun, then let us have a little fun.
Which, if you're operating on a mentality like this, you shouldn't really be out here free to do what you want.
Video shows the feds arresting a self-described Antifa member in Minneapolis.
He's now being charged after making violent threats against ICE agents.
But I mean, you got the freedom. That's America. And I mean, you should be able to protest, but not get violent and do all this crazy stuff and incite threats and encourage this Hassan-like behavior. So ICE has been cracking down, and they're still taking out illegals and doing what they have to do, and they're not being impeded by the people of Minnesota, even though their politicians speak about this as if it's something they need to keep going. A non-existent war. I mean, all of us go outside every day and it's pretty normal. But you talk to one of these people and they'll act like it's, World War III, like we're on the verge of civil war or something. It's just, if you're operating like this, don't be like this. Minnesota is dumb. It needs to get fixed. Maybe this will all come to a climax and there'll be a change for the better. Hopefully it doesn't get worse. Hopefully it doesn't get more violent. I don't want to see all these people get hurt. You're all my fellow Americans, but it's just like, why? Why are this little insane minority able to control so much of the daily lives of us, the rest of us common sense folks? I don't understand. So that's all we got for y'all today. Gamer World TV, don't be like Minnesota. Don't do this. This is obviously stupid, and just like, I can't stand seeing more of it. Hopefully we don't. I just had to get this out there. Much love, y'all. Stay safe out there. Gamer World TV, we are out.
Bye-bye. See you soon.
So long, gay boys.